So Bronny James had his first NBA start last night, and I know we can make the argument of, oh, it's a start. Like, he started a game. We can't look at this negatively. But this was the worst game of Bronny's career. This was the worst game of Bronny's career, bar none. Genuinely, bar none. This is the worst game I have ever seen Bronny play. Why? Because Bronny's there starting. Teams are now preparing for Bronny, as in they know how to guard Bronny, and it's by not guarding him. They don't guard him. Like, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but like, they're literally giving him, they just play it's 4v5 when he's on the floor. They ran Giannis a sweeper. They let Giannis play as a sweeper. They literally were like, and now you've got Austin Reeves talking about it here, like, oh, Bronny is starting and LeBron's in the G League.
Bronny James starting in the NBA and LeBron's assigned to the G League. That's awesome.
Even he's laughing about it. Like, and that's what they were like like, he's just, every time the Bronny plays, he'll answer a Bronny interview. In fairness, he knows that. But like, Bronny James in a blowout 25-point win is somehow -6. He was somehow -6. And at one stage, they were up like 30 and he was -8 in the plus minus. In fairness to him, he played more than Nick Smith, I guess. Played more than Nick Smith Jr. But like, he's coming off back-to-back DNPs. And got benched early for Dalton Connect. Like, 4 minutes into the game for Dalton Connect. He had, in fairness, 0 turnovers, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 0 points. But like, this was the first time this season where I've looked at Bronny James and said, this dude's not good. Like, this dude should not be on the floor. Like, again, I've always said this, is like, Bronny, so far in Bronny's NBA career, I believe Bronny has played to his potential. And at the end of the day, just on a human level, that's all you can ask for. Is that, like, I would rather see a 1 out of 10 player play like a 1 out of 10 player than a 9 out of 10 player play like a 2 out of 10 player. Like, even though if the 9 out of 10 player playing like a 2 out of 10 player is still the better player, just on a personal level, you'd rather see someone playing to the best of their ability. But like, this wasn't an effort thing. He's just not good enough. Like, he's just not good enough. And this is the first time it's like, okay, he hasn't just been able to come on, play some defense, and be an energy guy. And by the way, like, I don't think he's very good at that, but that's the only thing he kind of is right now in the NBA. Is he's like the Anthony Bennett of Marcus Smarts. Actually, no, he's better than He's better than Anthony Bennett. Because he at least tries. And like, he's far from the worst player to have ever to be in the NBA. There's no question about that. I think he's the worst I've said it. I think he's the worst 6'1" guard to ever be in the NBA. I don't think he's the worst player. There are so many more like project players or players that just mentally aren't good enough. And I'll never question Bronny James' mentality. I'll never question Bronny James' like will to play. But like, he's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. And can we all, like, why are we not allowed to say that? It's like with Bryce James. People are like, oh, you know, Bryce James, Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team as a freshman. He didn't make his varsity team as a freshman. Why are we talking about that with Bryce James? Like, man, Michael Jordan went from like 5'6". He grew a foot. Yeah, he didn't make it as a 5'6" freshman. He grew a foot. Bryce James stopped growing at 13. But it's like, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's not good at all with Bronny James. And look, I still think please just let him play in the G League. Assign him to G League. Like, I've always said this, I'm like, if the hope is that he's ever going to be an NBA player, this is pointless. This is pointless. You're just getting the kid ridiculed online. And I'm not going to be there like I'll talk about the game because unfortunately it's relevant. Unfortunately, every game Bronny James plays is relevant. And that's just a testament to how he got to the league, who his dad is. And I've always said this where it was like with Bryce James. I didn't think everything that Bryce James was relevant until Bryce James ended up being going to Arizona. I didn't care about Bryce James. I mean this. I did not care about Bryce James until like he ended up going to Arizona, and then I'm like, you can't just go, like, if you're gonna go to Arizona, you gotta be good. You gotta be good at basketball, like, if you want to go to Arizona. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if you get put into positions that you're kind of not good enough for, you can, like, people can absolutely make it a bigger deal than it is, regardless of how good or not good you are. And like, I think Bronny is the worst basketball player in the world or anything. I don't think he's brilliant. I think you can get much worse than Bronny James, like, in the world. Not NBA players. I don't think there's much worse NBA players than Bronny James. But it's like, you're watching him play, and nearly any time he gets any sort of prolonged minutes, you're like, at best, oh, look at the little things he does. Look at all those chest passes. Look at this. And I'm like, first of all, he switches off on defense. He's not a bad one-on-one defender. He switches off. He doesn't navigate the pick and roll that well unless it's a poor screen. He's able to get over it. His weak side positional defense is horrific. He can't shoot. He can't really dribble. He's athletic but doesn't use his athleticism. He's vertically athletic but not laterally athletic, which is the last thing you want to be at 6 foot tall. So like, there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I'm just like, it's just not, the NBA is just not going to be for him. And look, I think that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And we're seeing it in these starts. We're seeing it the more minutes he gets. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, he's got X amount of minutes, give him some minutes and we'll see. It's like, the more minutes we see, the more we realize, like, he's just not an NBA player, and that's fine. Again, like, I do hope, I've said it from the start, like, I hope Bronny James, because if there's a world that Bronny James is an NBA player, becomes an NBA player, you gotta go down. Like, you can't nepotism your way to being an important NBA player. There's definitely been players that have nepotism, like your man, like, he's better than J.R. Smith's brother. Who went to the NBA. Is he better than Dame's cousin? Maybe. He might be better than Dame's cousin. Your man Blevins or whatever that made the NBA. Like, he might actually be better. He might not be even the worst nepotism hire in the NBA. But the difference is none of those guys stuck. None of those nepotism hires stuck. And if you want to say Thanasis is the Udonis Haslem. He's a Jared Dudley. Thanasis made the NBA on his own accord as a young player. Like, Thanasis did not need Giannis's help to make the NBA. It's just that, you know, when he was no longer good enough to be an NBA player, he became this unbelievable glue guy and, like, kind of Giannis's rock almost. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I do feel like we are in a bit of a weird situation. I feel like we're in a bit of a weird situation because clearly he's not, like, the worst of the worst, but, like, just in terms of what he brings, it's nothing. Like, I'm going to be honest, the answer for what Bronny James brings to a basketball team in the year of 2025 is nothing. And the problem is that I don't think they want to develop him, because I think they're just waiting for LeBron James to go, and they might sell Jersey for one more year and he's gone. Or teams might just start passing him around like they are with Bryce James. Like they're fucking around with Bryce James by redshirting him when he's nowhere near good enough, because they can just say, oh yeah, you know, we can sell Jersey for another year. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.